वो बोलता है न?
Anyone unmute yourself. His voice is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we wait for 2 minutes and then after we will start our class. సో ఎవరైనా ట్రిపుల్ ఈ స్టూడెంట్స్ ఉంటే మీరు 1:30 క్లాస్కి జాయిన్ అయ్యండి. ఓన్లీ ఈసీ స్టూడెంట్స్ ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో వాళ్ళు మాత్రమే ఈ సెషన్కి జాయిన్ అయ్యండి. ఈ ఈసీ క్లాస్ మాత్రమే. ట్రిపుల్ ఈ వాళ్ళకు ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ 1:30కి సేమ్ అదే లింక్ తోని మీరు మళ్ళీ జాయిన్ కాండి. Okay, once again, good afternoon all of you. Today we discuss about electricity for AC concept. Last class we have discussed about the DC current. So fundamentals we have discussed what is a DC voltage and current. So those things will be we are discussing in the earlier class. Right? So this is a basic structure of the power system. So it consisting of the 4 parts. So that 4 parts will be we are called as a, this is a generation part. This is we are called as a generation part. This is we are called as a transmission part, and it is we are called as a distribution part, and the final we are called as a utilization part. So totally 4 parts will be available in case of the power system. So already we are earlier class we have discussed about that. Generation is nothing but the power can be produced at the location. So that will be we are called as a generating station. So by means of the transmission lines, the power can be transmitted from one place to the another place. So will be as a transmission lines. Next, distribution. So in case of the distribution, so here the low powers can be converted into the higher voltages. Then again it will be transmitted by means of the transmission lines. Then after the higher voltage can be stepped down into the lower voltages. So by means of the transformer. So then finally it will be reaches to the our destination. So this is the basic structure of the power system. So next we discuss about the classifications of current. So basically it will be classified into 2 types, AC current and DC current. AC is nothing but the abbreviation we are called as a alternating current. So the magnitude of a current or voltage can be changed with respect to the time period. So that will be we are called as a alternating current. So in case of the DC current, the magnitude of the voltage or current does not changes with respect to the time period. So that will be we are called as a direct current. So next we discuss about the introduction, what we are called as a electric current. The simple definition, the rate of flow of electric charges through a conductor within a respective time, given time. It may be second or millisecond or microsecond or maybe hours. Right, Abdul Rahman, what is your problem? If you have any doubts after completion of the portion, you can ask. Until don't unwantedly don't do anything. So current is measured by units of the amperes. So that is invented by means of the Andrew Myron ampere. So the scientist will be invented the current. So in honor of his name, the units will be measured as a amperes. So already we know the basic characteristics of the electricity or the current. It is in invisible form, but we can experience the effect. Next, it can be used for various functions like as lighting, heating, so home appliances when we working on the with help of the current only. So those things were discussed here. Then after we are discussed about what is the current and what is the voltage. So first we discuss about the what is the definition of the current. So definition of the current is nothing but the rate of flow of charges per a unit time. So that is we are called as a current. So simple another definition, the flow of electrons or charges. The flow of electrons or charges we are called as a current. So formula, it is called I is equals to charge per time. So within a given time, how long the electrons will be or the quantity of electrons will be flowing through a conductor. So that is we are called as a current. So units are the amperes. Already in the earlier slide we can observe those things, right? So next already we have discussed about the what is the structure of the substance. So substance is nothing but a material. So the material is consisting of the molecules. Molecules is consisting of the atomic structure, atoms. So this is the structure of a substances. So those things also we are discussing in the earlier class. Next, we discuss about the what we are called as a free electrons. So what is the governing of electrons can be we are discussed in the earlier classes. In a substance, initially there is whatever the electrons is present, they are freely moving from one end to the another end. So that is we are called as a current flowing or electrons or charge flowing will be we are considered. So but the electrons does not having a proper direction. But whenever it is connected to a potentials, so that is for the positive end as well as a negative end. So when these two are connected to a conducting material, then they are getting a proper direction. So initially there is no direction. All will be having a proper direction. So generally it will be moving from left hand side to the right hand side. So why is those moving in this direction is nothing but because of the polarities. So the negative charges is attracted by means of the positive charges. So that's why it will be flowing in left hand side to the right hand side. So similarly, the positive charges will be flowing from the right hand side to the left hand side because the positive charges is attracted by means of the negative charges. So those will be we are called as a electron flow. So if the charges will be flowing, that is a reverse direction, that will be we are called as a conventional flow. So we are taking one example, the water flowing through a pipe. So that is an example for the current flowing. Right. So next we discuss about the conventional and as well as the electron flow. So when a battery or charge is connected to a conductor. So this is the side 1, this is the side 2 of a conductor. So when the side 1 is connected to the negative polarity and the side 2 is connected to the positive polarity. So the all electrons is available. So this is we are called as a negative and this is we are called as a positive terminal. So negative terminal will be offers the electrons. So electrons are accumulated at the location of the first end. So all electrons will be accumulated at the side of the 1. So all positive charges will be accumulated at the side 2. So these are the electrons and positive charges will be located at location 1 and 2. So where every substance is consisting of the both positive charges as well as negative charges and zero charges. So zero charges we are called as a neutrons. Right? So neutrons is ideal characteristics, but positive ions and negative ions will be present in a material. So the positive ions will be attracted by means of the negative charges and the electrons will be attracted by means of the positive charges. Means in a single material there are two types of flow will be available. That is one from left hand side to the right hand side, one other one right hand side to the left hand side. Simply clockwise direction and anti-clockwise direction. So in case of the clockwise direction, the electron movement will be takes place. In the anti-clockwise direction, the conventional current will be flowing through that. So simply in definition, conventional current flow is nothing but it is a flow from positive to the negative terminal. Similarly, electron flow is nothing but it is from negative terminal to positive terminal. So this here we are discussing the last class. So already we know about the basic atomic structure. Right? So today we discuss about the alternating current. So alternating, so already the graph will be we are observed in the previous slides also. So here the AC and DC waveforms. DC waveforms will be available here. Okay, right. So today we discuss about AC current and how the AC current will be produced, where we are using means applications of the AC current and properties of the AC currents. So those things will be we are discussing today, right? So first, AC is nothing but alternating current. So already we know that alternating current. So alternating current, how can we define, is nothing but according to the definition, the current that changes its magnitude and polarity at a regular interval of time. So that is we are called as a alternating current. So we can observe here it is a 0 and it is a, we are taking time and x-axis, magnitude on the y-axis. Right? So if the alternating current, we can draw the waveforms. It will be starting from 0 and it will be reaches to a maximum state and it decreases, reaches to 0 and then enter into the negative state, enter into the 0, then again it will be start gradually increasing, decreasing, negatively increasing and decreasing. So we can observe here it will be start at 0 and reaches to the maximum state. Just we imagine, already we know that these are the minus values, these are the plus values, here the minus value, here the plus value and here the minus value. 4 quadrants manam తీసుకుంటే these are all the positive values, these are all the negative values, these are the negative values and these are all the positive values. Right? So here, for example, we are taking as a current waveform. So voltage waveform also same as the current waveform, but there is a phase difference maybe takes place. Okay? So here it will be starting from 0. from here it will be reaches to the maximum and decreases to 0. Then it does not start here. It will be enter into the negative polarity and increases and reaches to 0. For example, if you are taking, so this up to this is we are 180 degrees and up to here this is a 360 degrees. So within a short duration of time, one positive half cycle and one negative half cycle we are obtained, which means both the magnitude and polarity is changes. So పై సైకిల్లో మనకు పాజిటివ్ వచ్చింది, కింద సైకిల్లో మనకు నెగిటివ్ వచ్చింది. So that is we are called as a alternating current, which means both the magnitude changes as well as the polarity also changes. So that we are called as a alternating current. So in case of the direct current, the magnitude is constant irrespective of the time period. So even the time is changes and x-axis, the magnitude of the current does not changes with respect to the time. So we are getting a constant magnitude up to the infinity. So how long we can vary the time period? So how long that the magnitude of the DC voltage is always constant. Right? So this is about the alternating current. So in the second point we can observe electrical current which repeatedly changes or reverses its direction opposite to the direct current or DC, which always flow in a single direction. DC always flowing in a single direction, but AC will be changes both the magnitude and direction polarity with respect to the time period. So the point can be observed from the definition. So where the magnitude is changes as well as the direction. Polarity is nothing but direction. Once we getting the positive half cycle, once we are getting the negative half cycle. So this is about the AC current. So next, how the AC current is produced. So how the AC current is produced. So AC current is produced by means of the alternators. AC current is produced by means of the alternators. So or by means of a single coil AC generators. So by means of these two devices, the AC current will be produced. So how the AC current is produced is nothing but according to the principle of Faraday's law. According to the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, the AC current is generated. So already we know that what the function of the alternator or generator is nothing but which converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. So that we are called as a generator or alternators. It produces AC, that is we are called as a alternator. If they are producing the DC, we are called as a generators. But normally we are called as both as a generators. So similarly, if the electrical energy is converted into mechanical energy, so that will be we are called as a motors. If electrical energy is converted into mechanical energy, so that will be we are called as a motors. Right? So these are the basic things. First we think about what is the definition of alternating current, then how the AC current is produced. So this is a AC generator. So here the structure will be we are called as a AC generators. It is having a cylindrical structure. A shaft is we are provided. So this is the entire arrangement of the speed governors. And here we are producing a turbines. When the turbine will be rotated, which produces the mechanical energy. So from that mechanical energy is attached to the alternator. So the alternator which converts mechanical energy into the electrical energy. So this type of arrangement will be we are used to producing the alternating currents. Next we see about the applications of alternating current. So where we are used. So mostly last class we had discussed about 90% of the appliances is working on the AC supply. So first we are used in domestic applications, that is we are called as a home appliances. Next we use about the audio signals, radio signals, and wide advantages over DC to AC. So this is we are using for transmission lines. So why we are using AC for the transmission? Mostly the power losses will be reduced. Because of that only reason, in case of the transmission lines, instead of DC, we are using the AC current. So these are the major applications of the alternating current. So we can see here, iron boxes, immersion heaters, rice cookers, TVs, refrigerators. So whatever we are using in our domestic applications, so most of the devices is working with the help of AC only. So it is a cheap, is nothing but economical as well as easy to operate. So because of these two reasons, mostly the AC current will be we are preferred for electrical goods. So this is a waveform. So already we have discussed in the earlier slide. The time interval between a definite value of two successive cycles is called as a period. So we discuss about the time period. Next we discuss about the frequency. So these two are the important topics for short question. So sometimes ask about define the time period or define the frequency. So from that graph we can observe, so time period is nothing but the time interval between a definite value of two successive cycles. So complete two cycles. So this is a half cycle and this is another half cycle. So to complete these two half cycles, we are called as a time period. Or simply we are, for example, if you are taking from here to here, this is a half cycle and this is another half cycle. So how long the time is taken to complete these two half cycles, that is we are called as a time period. Or another definition we can observe here. So time interval between two successive cycles. Two successive cycles, it may be starting from the here also. So it is a maximum. So here up to it is a half cycle and it is another half cycle. So two successive cycles it will be completed. So that is we are called as a time period. The next frequency. Frequency is nothing but how many cycles is completed per second. So within a given time, that is we are called as a per second. In 1 second, how many cycles is completed? It is nothing but two successive cycles is completed. So that is we are called as a frequency. First one is time period. Second one is a frequency. Time period is nothing but to complete one cycle. What is the time is required? That is we are called as a time period. Next frequency is nothing but how many cycles is generated or produced within a second. So that is we are called as a frequency. So these two are the important questions for the short question. So next, how the formula we can write here. So for the magnitude of voltage and current. So these are the two formulas. V is equals to nothing but the voltage generated is equals to Vf sin omega t. So similarly for current, I is equals to Im sin omega t. So Vm Im is nothing but the maximum voltage and the maximum current is nothing but, so this point will be we are called as a maximum point. So here also we are called as a maximum point. This is a positively maximum point. This is a negatively maximum point. So that we are called as a maximum voltage and as well as a maximum current. So sine omega t is nothing but the angle will be takes place from cycle with a variation of 0 to 360 degrees. So that will be we are considered. Right? So these two formulas are also important. So mostly he asked the questions about the defined time period and a defined frequency. So these two are the important questions. So maybe sometimes ask about the 2 marks or 3 marks question, the problem maybe comes. So define the formulas of the amplitude of voltage or current values. So these are the things we are discussing in case of the AC. Right? So here we can draw the same thing. So the direction as well as the magnitude, it will be changes. So we can see here at the theta is equals to 0 degrees, it is a 90 degrees, and it is a 180, this is a 270, and this is a 360 degrees. So when it will be starting from 0 degrees here, and it will be reaches to the 90 degrees, that we are called as a maximum voltage positively. Then after it will be gradually decreases and reaches to 180 degrees. Then after 182 it will be reaches to the 270 degrees, that is a negative 1, and finally it will be reaches to the 360 degrees. So where it is a negative maximum. So to complete one cycle, so from here to